Top of the afternoon to you, ladies and gentlemen. We're going to do a little before and after while we're like watching it before our very eyes kind of a situation. We're going to run a completely bone stock 272 against a Psy-Ko S version, but it doesn't have the torque tweak, so it doesn't have that benefit going for it at this point. And we're sharing the cylinder cover between the two because that one was kind of messed up and I was trying something a little bit different with the exhaust porting on this particular saw, and so I went ahead and worked over the cylinder cover off the older version. We're going to poke a hole in that thing next and put a stack on this one, and then we'll run it again here shortly. But for now, we're going to run it in stock heavy duty configurement and see how they compare. This is a 28-inch Oregon lightweight with a semi-skip Oregon chain. It's got a coasty grind on it, so it's a little rough for this wood. The coasty chains, they require a little bit more power dealing with this inland wood, and I like testing things out a little bit, and so I'll run those particular grinds on occasion if I'm trying, I don't know, experimentation for myself a lot of times to see how they do, they being the saw, not so much the chain. So we'll get this situation underway here. So we can see this saw isn't completely clapped out because it has pretty decent compression still, which that would be an unfair advantage, but it's not in too bad a shape overall. I mean, other than the cylinder cover's messed up a little bit, but it's in pretty decent shape. It's just been used. That's all this thing had happened to it, just been used. And that's sounding pretty labored right there. And so it did okay going down, but I pretty much was able to just almost stall that chain out, and it actually didn't take that much pressure lifting up. So at 5.4 horsepower out of the gate there, well, for this day and age, they're kind of behind the times a little bit. In their day, they were kind of a sweet little machine, especially if you zipped one. Then they'd pull a 32 nicely. We're going to pause because we're going to have to change out the cylinder cover as well, along with the chain. Alright, so we managed to swap out the bar. This is a DO25, so we have to do the spacer as well. And the cylinder cover from the older one to the newer one. Let us see how it works with the stock HD system. So I'm thinking there's a little bit of a contrast between the zipped one and the stock one. Can't really do too much on the upstroke with the pressure application on the handlebars, or the pistol grip for that matter. This you can lean into it a little bit. So I'm pretty pleased at that situation. We're going to do another pause. We're going to swap that out for an air cleaner system that actually breathes a little bit, and to run it again and see how they compare then. So we swapped out the stock HD flock filter system for a K&N and a velocity stack. I didn't do anything to the needles yet. I wanted to check that out, see where we are. I did warm it up, and I did have to back the idle off a little bit because the chain was running. So that's a good sign. So here's the chip size. Pretty good sized, I guess, technically. We're pulling chunks out in reality. So like I said, coastie chain, pretty aggressive for this particular wood right here. And we watched, after I put the K&N on, the thing picked up about 1,000 RPMs all by itself. So it's pretty impressive the amount of airflow differential you get. And then we want to talk about the standard flocked heavy duty version. I mean, it's actually sporting quite a bit of surface area. They just don't flow quite the same as a good K&N and a nice stat. I definitely can feel the difference in the handlebars. I can apply a lot more pressure on the upstroke with that K&N on there. She motors right along, so super well pleased at how that turned out. This saw may or may not be available when this video airs. It just depends on when the time frame is. I'm behind a lot on putting videos up because, well, I guess you have to actually modify saws in order to will mod for eating, I guess. Will mod for food. I think that's, I'm going to have to get a bumper sticker made, I guess. Anyway, thanks for watching this session. And because things change quickly around here sometimes, have a blessed day wherever you might be on his round earth.